I'm Chris. That's Tyler. Tyler, College World Series. That's your domain. You're the man. You coach college baseball. You had me a little bit into it this year. I usually only watch, when I do watch, for the draft prospects. You and I talk a lot about how the college game is so much different than everything else. LSU, national champions.
LSU is the gold standard in college baseball.
If someone were to ask me, I would have been like, oh, Vandy's got to be the gold star, but I guess not anymore.
Vandy's had a run, but LSU's been the top dog since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They just have it. It's probably the best. It's a top 3 job in college baseball. I know USC has 15 national championships, but a lot of those came way back in the day.
Way back before. Okay.
Yeah. It's just they're the best, the most consistent program in college baseball over the last 40 years, basically. And they're legit, man. They are. They're like Ohio State football, just consistently excellent
with pros everywhere.
And it's the same way. You know how LSU football, they always got some guys who we don't have that guy. We don't have a guy like that. They always get some Baton Rouge freak show.
Yeah, recently it's been wide receiver, but they've had him at DB. They've had him at quarterback real briefly. They have him at D line.
Yeah. So baseball, they have them. Usually they have a dude on the mound. They usually have a big time arm out of the bullpen, and then they got some dudes that can just hit it hard and far.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're awesome. But I did want to ask you. I have an opinion on the ejection in the bottom of the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the highlight of it. What was your thought when you saw it?
It's a little confusing. We had a stolen base, and then some jawing went on, and he got tossed really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Tossed really quickly. I hate it. Whenever I see umps quick hook like that, it bugs me a lot, especially in the bottom of an elimination, World Series game. I don't think that should ever be the case.
Okay.
Especially because here we go. I think unlike more than any other sport, I think managers play a massive role in baseball.
Sure. In my coaching career, I was ejected from coaching career starting as a club baseball coach, coaching my peers in college club baseball. Been ejected 7 times in my career.
Lucky number 7, magnificent 7.
Okay. I'm never in favor of the umpire, never ever, until today. First of all, you're arguing balls and strikes in the bottom of the first inning. It makes you come across as if you are super desperate and the moment is too big. The first inning, let's settle. We haven't even settled into the game yet.
Yeah.
Nobody has settled into the game yet.
Okay, that's fair. Balls and strikes bottom in the first inning is wild.
Second of all, I was unsure until halfway through the game, they showed another camera angle. And he was the umpire warned him. He gave him a warning. He was jawing. He said some profanities, which is not a big deal at all. Just, providing the facts. And he gave him a warning. And he kind of gave him back up, stay in your dugout. And Coastal's coach just kept coming out of the dugout. And then he said, you've missed 3 calls. And he threw him out. And it's just I think he lost his composure in the game. As soon as you get the warning, you have to recognize I'm way too valuable.
Yeah.
To do this in the bottom of the first.
And you can't expect for your players to keep it together when you can't keep it together.
Correct. That's what I'm saying is
yeah,
you have to be the one that's calm here. you have to be the one that's understanding. Like, if it's the 5th inning, absolutely. Like, my biggest issue with Coastal's coach is that it was the 1st inning of the game.
Yeah.
Like, be calm, show some resolve, and like be the model. Like, how are you expecting your players to be calm here if you want?
It did look like a quick hook, but I didn't see the second angle.
He gave him a warning. Like, he warned him, like, don't come out here. I heard you. Stop talking. And it's like, okay, you said your piece. Like, enough. And because this isn't some Tuesday non-conference game in April.
But that ump, I guess, has always been on bullshit. He was an MLB ump and got demoted.
No. And so you shouldn't even know that.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, how do you even know if he missed him? Like,
it's hard to know unless you've got the iPads in there and you really trust your players if they have a big league eye. But you can't really tell from the side angle really ever.
And so it's just like, to me, it was just too early in the game for that moment. Mm-hmm. And he said, I saw the coach's press conference after the game, and he explained, like, essentially he got his feelings hurt because another man like told him to like back up.
So he's got an ump brain too.
Like, he got his feelings hurt, and he felt like, he was like, I've been as an assistant, and this is true. What he said when he says this is true. Assistant coaches get treated like second-class citizens. Assistant coaches aren't allowed to say shit to an umpire. Nothing. Yeah. They don't want to hear it from them at all. So he says, it's 24 years I was an assistant coach, and now as a head coach, I feel like I'm entitled to talk to an umpire.
Didn't the first base coach get thrown out too?
He got banged too, and like, he should just learn to shut his mouth as well. Like, when you watch your boss, like, the thing about it too is the way that they play. Coastal plays with their base stealing, aggressive base running. Like, you need the next most valuable guy.
Yeah.
Like, you just and like, the assistant coach can say that he's trying to stand up for his guy, but like, know your role, man. Like, nobody wants to hear from you. Clearly, the umpire is already on edge and has a quick trigger. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying, like, and to be honest with you, the warning is my complaint with the umpire. Like, why are you giving a warning? Quit being such rabbit ears, dog. Like, don't even warn him for that. Just say, hey, get back in your dugout. Period.
I guess I don't even know what a warning even means.
They write it down. They like write it out that there's a warning. When I was coaching in college, I got plenty of warnings, but like, you say your piece and that's it. Like, it's over.
I guess I'm confused, like the new age warnings. Because remember, I used to think that like in the majors, like when each team got issued a warning, it was usually after hit by pitches. Then like the next hit by pitch, you get tossed no matter what.
Yeah, and that's essentially what a warning is. It's like, I'm not doing this with you.
Okay.
One more word, you're gone. And so it's just like, take your warning. And the warning was soft. If you're going to say that the umpire was soft, the warning was soft.
Yeah.
But as soon as an umpire gives you a warning,
stand down.
And then you walk out of your dugout and show him up. One of my like pro moves as a coach, as a pitching coach, when I was unhappy with the umpire strike zone, is I would go talk to the pitcher, and I wouldn't even talk to the pitcher about like pitching. I would make the umpire walk out.
And as he's walking out, you start saying he's getting
he walks out and tells me like, hey, time to go. I would walk back right next to him, and I would dog cuss him. But as long as nobody heard what I was saying and I wasn't showing him up, you could say anything you want to.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand, like, those umpires have huge egos.
Huge.
They want the game to be about them. They want it, which is annoying.
Part of the problem.
You just know that. So, in my opinion, the issue is like, I'm blaming the coach because it was too early in the game, and you got a warning. Like, if you want to get banged in the 5th inning, I've been like, hey, hell yeah, brother.
I'd like to help use it as like a rally the troops moment.
But it just makes it look like he lost his cool and his composure. Like, the moment was too big for him.
Well, he kind of admitted that he did.
Yeah. And then and then the field umpire came to like rush in and like diffuse the situation. And then he tripped and fell. in front of 25,000 people and like the other 3 million people that were watching.
That's funny, bro. Whenever
and then that umpire gave him the 2-game suspension for bumping the umpire, which he didn't bump the umpire. The coach didn't bump the umpire.
He just fell, went down.
He just fell. And so the coach was like, I shouldn't be held accountable for another grown man's athleticism. So it was yeah, man. It was weak. The end, my final is it was a weak warning, but like the coach is at fault here, man. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. I'm never pro umpire. Never.
Pro umpire today.
I think umpires all stink. But yeah. So, but yeah, LSU, congrats. It was really never the talent gap between those two teams was just way too large.
It's enormous, dude.
It was not even really that close. And Coastal even had their dude on the mound today.
Yeah.
And they were hitting rockets all over the field. So, it is what it is.
Next up is the MLB draft. That Coastal Carolina catcher is a top 40 kid.
I would be very interested in that kid with the Guardians' first round pick.
With the first round pick. Okay.
Since it's the end of the draft, like he's a switch hitting catcher who's been calling his own games for 3 or 4 years now. He's a good hitter. Like he hit well over 300. He was a leadoff hitter for Coastal Carolina.
Yeah. The city's the most athletic catcher in the last like 3 or 4 drafts.
Yeah. His defense is good enough. He manages the pitching staff well. His defense is good enough. But like he's a switch hitting catcher. Like that is worth his weight in gold, man.
Yeah. So you wouldn't try to risk it, see if he's there at number 64?
No, I think I would take him in the first round because I think he's also probably pretty close to being up, like being ready to go.
Oh, okay. You think he's ready to go?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're picking in that like middle to end first round, like why not just take somebody that's super close?
Yeah, like the Padres are at 25, Phillies 26, Detroit 24. Like those are the last 4 picks of the first round.
Nowadays there are so many project pitchers. Like you could take those there's so many project pitchers that throw 95 plus. Like you can find those guys anywhere and draft them later and like work on them and develop them.
Are you going to feel the way if Chase Burns ends up being a monster?
This Travis Bazzana picks get looking worse.
I was going to say
and worse.
So I think I'm going. I don't know what day he pitches, but I'm going to one of the games this week. He's pitching against the Yankees for his major league debut.
You're going to New York?
No, the Cincy Reds Yankees.
Oh, you're going to drive down to Cincy?
Yeah.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, they've got Reds Yankees, man. Because here we go. Chase Burns was a better minor league pitcher than Paul Skeens was.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about to find out. I mean, all these kids that come up nowadays, dude, like they're all good.
Dude, your favorite has to be that kid from the Brewers kid.
They're all. I mean, all these kids that come up, they're all fucking good. Dude, look at all these kids that come up that are like ace material pitchers. Like any pitcher that comes up with a lot of hype, they're probably good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like the Kumar Rocker
at the very minimum, they have legit stuff.
Yeah, they have nasty stuff.
They got nasty stuff.
But the Mizorowski kid is insane, though. Like he's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that it's hard. It makes it. It's not Travis Bazzana's fault that he's hurt right now, but boy, it sucks that he's hurt because he's like, I can't even defend myself. I can't even stand up for myself right now.
Yeah, dude, the Mizorowski kid has pitched 11 innings. Any guesses to how many hits he's given up?
5.
1.
How many strikeouts?
11.
1 strikeout per 9 innings, or 9 strikeouts per 9 innings.
In his first start, he had a no-hitter going until he rolled his ankle walking up to the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. It's your little tidbit. I do want to talk this. This doesn't have to be real quick. Crazy news over the weekend. I spent my Friday at St. V. Shout out to Akron. Paris Campbell held a beautiful camp for the kids.
Yeah.
There was other stuff going on in Columbus. Saturday rolls around, and I believe you were one of the first couple people to text me the Kirk Barton article. Kirk Barton, obviously the owner of Buckeye Scoop and the face of Buckeye Scoop, that is the first or second largest, I guess, Ohio State media group, getting charged with vehicular manslaughter after leaving a Buckeye Scoop event, I guess.
Yeah.
And driving home pretty clearly intoxicated.
100 miles an hour.
100 miles per hour, reportedly.
In a residential area.
Yeah. And they said, what, downtown Dublin?
Yeah. Like, there was a video of some guy driving the same road, and like, there's a lot of streetlights. There's a lot of, there's not a lot of traffic at 3 o'clock in the morning, but like,
dude, it's like
driving 100 miles an hour in Montrose.
Yeah, I compare it more to like that downtown area or like near Cuyahoga Falls is what I compare it more to.
Fair enough. That's fine.
So I lived in downtown Dublin.
Yeah.
For a year. So like I saw this, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Fucking awful, bro. And honestly, we didn't really talk about this too much. But bro, he is fucked.
Yeah, he's gonna be in prison for a while.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there is a victim involved here, so
Yeah, it's real sad. Like, it's
super sad.
Shame. Like, drinking and driving is just like you are making a choice
for someone else.
Correct, and it's just like, especially people that have money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you know that you have an issue with alcohol and you have money, like, just pay somebody to drive you. And I'm not saying Kirk Barton is like crazy rich.
No, I'll say it. Kirk Barton is crazy wealthy.
Oh, well.
Every time I was around Kirk Barton, every time it was talk about a new pool, a new Corvette he got. I mean, this truck that he's driving is the brand new Raptor. Like, NFL money, business owner, all this. Like, Kirk has money, and it's literally never been easier to Uber.
Never been, not even, I'm talking like, not even Uber, like
get a driver, yes, but
hire a driver.
It's also never been easier
to
just not have to drive yourself.
If I was a professional athlete, I wouldn't drive anywhere ever.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like I'm not a professional athlete. I'm a big Uber fan. Like whenever, I know I'm about to go to Cleveland to a game and I'm gonna drink. When I went to the Yankees game not too long ago, me and my boy Aiden, he came over. I said, "Are you drinking tonight?" He was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, bet." And we Ubered from Akron to Cleveland. They're in Columbus to Columbus.
Yeah, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. So, I personally was never a huge fan of Buckeye Scoop. I thought they were almost too pro Buckeye, which is like, is that even a thing?
Yeah, it's Sunshine Pumper.
And then I thought they were also very divisive. They were putting their whole reputation on the line for this Michigan Hammer thing.
The whole thing.
And like, it's just shitty. And I think honestly, Buckeye football media in general, like, has a super black eye. And I think there's some guys that are in the media that should really think about the glass house that they live in. Mm-hmm. Because, there are some guys that are having like multiple lawsuits against them.
Yep. 4 lawsuits in 2 years.
Credentialed media members at Ohio State football.
Yeah. People got accused of stealing from players earlier this year.
It's just like, and this stuff, like, I asked you this because I didn't know. And I was like, does stuff like this happen at other big programs? And you were like, no.
It doesn't, dude. I learned the hard way. It's so wild because like you've known me for the better part
A
of
long time.
15 years, I'll say. And I
Longer
started
than that.
working. You said longer than that?
Yeah.
Really?
As long as I knew you were like 8.
Brother, I just looked 8.
All right, whatever.
What long time with you? Yeah, long. Anyway, you know me for a long time. We didn't really talk, but I started covering like sports in the Cleveland area, Akron, Cleveland, and because of that, like I was around a lot of like competing media people, competitors, but there was never like any form of bad blood, and there was never any like I'm the story, I'm the superstar. It was more like, oh, I want to be able to hold this microphone, in front of Freddie Kitchens, or like, oh, I want to hold this microphone in front of Terry Francona and like just talk. It was like a lot of like nameless, faceless guys that got to go to press conferences and be a part of media availability. The only ones that like were real assholes and we knew their name was I forgot his name actually. The dude that's always on ESPN, Tony Grossi, right?
Tony Grossi. Is it Tony Rizzo or Tony Grossi?
No, Grossi was the original asshole. Rizzo was just like more of an annoying radio personality. And I'll give him a pass because he was a personality paired with like credentials. So he was a weird case. But like everyone was always pretty friendly with each other. Like whenever we would see each other at like things like Taste of the Hall of Fame, like nobody was bugging. Yeah. I got down to Columbus, dude, and everybody in media that I met, with the exception of Dave Biddle, was a fucking asshole to me.
Yeah, it just seems like Ohio State media members feel like they're part of the team that won national championships.
Yeah, like they think they are the star, and that adds to this kind of like invincibility complex. And there's 2 separate stories here. There's a story of a young man who tragically lost his life because of the selfish actions of someone else. And then there's the sub story that is the connector, is a member of Ohio State media was pretty widely known, or at least accepted, as an alcoholic, and got behind a wheel while, being the face of a top 3 entity. And like, what's the fallout from that? And you now have this offseason, Tyler, you've had more stories of the beat that is 1/8 the size of the team being in trouble than you have actual team members being in trouble.
Correct.
And it's a wild thing.
Yeah. So it's just like one of these things where, I feel bad for Kirk Barton's family. Like, he's going to jail for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to people
at minimum. I think he'll be in prison for a minimum, and this is like a optimistic look, 8 years.
So someone told me, like, with time, 6 years could be it if he gets out early on good behavior.
Yeah, but to me, like, this is, I follow them on we follow them on social media, and they're divisive. There's a lot of Ohio State fans that clearly don't mess with Kirk Barton and Buckeye Scoop. They don't like it. They don't think that they represent the fan base really well. Because if you really think about it, the real Ohio State fans, or the real sports fans, they want their media to represent them, not the team.
Yeah,
We want the media to ask the questions to the players and coaches that we want the answers to. I don't need my media members being superstars. I need them to ask the hard questions, and I need them to write insightful news and insightful information about the teams that we love.
Well, the thing is, like, there was once upon a time, I loved Buckeye Scoop. Like, Buckeye Scoop was like the place to be. And you know why? Because they didn't have to do the thing where they were just pure sunshine pumpers, because they had so many writers that there was no competing with other sites. So what you run into is, oh, like, this is negative, I'm going to go listen to people who are more positive about the team. But they had all the writers in one place, like Gleitman, Noon, Barton, Bill Green, Nevada. I mean, there's a couple more I'm missing. Oh, Mark Givler. Like, that's 6 right there writers that were all able to like give a different spin and not competing with each other. Because when they first started, it was them. And then there was the divorce, when there was like some, reportedly the rumors were like some like weird media dealings. There was the divorce, And then when Buckeye Huddle, because Buckeye Huddle only became a thing when Buckeye Scoop and them divided.
Sure.
And so then it's like a race to get members. And so it's like you're competing with them. So like, let's be positive and give positive updates to get people over here. And then that's what kind of like made the weird Ohio State space the way it is. And then Buckeye Scoop completely like shifted to, instead of like these like writers that we knew their names, it was like the Oracle,
Right.
like all the extra stuff, I guess.
Yeah. It's just, to me, I think it makes Ohio State look bad, for one.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I don't know if it's a Ryan Day thing or a Bjork thing or, whoever, but I think the university needs to, like, it's shitty because we feel like they hold media members hostage because they don't allow them to ask hard questions. Like, Ryan Day does not if you ask Ryan Day hard questions, you can guarantee, like,
well, Buckeye Scoop wasn't even credentialed anymore.
No, I know. But I'm saying is, like,
in general,
this is just going to make it harder for, like, good media people to get inside the walls at Ohio State. It's just going to make it harder.
I think there needs to be a full blow up and refresh with the media.
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I think that's what needs to happen.
I think Bill Landis is pretty good. I think Doug Lesmerises is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
I think he's so good at what he does, how he articulates himself. Dave Biddle's really good too. But after that, like,
gets a little dicey.
Yeah, it gets a little dicey. So, yeah, it's a shame. It's just real sad. Like, it's a sad thing, and
really, it's a really sad story.
I think by Wednesday you're gonna see some real rivalry nastiness come out.
Oh yeah, the troll.
Once everybody like gets over, like, not gets over, but like they're done with the pleasantries of like, oh, this is just a bad situation.
No, like Michigan fans want to use this against Ohio State fans.
Absolutely, and they will.
They want to use it, and they've been chomping to use it, and they haven't used it so much yet because it is such a sad thing, and that young man Ethan never should have lost his life to someone just being hyper fucking selfish. So there's that pullback now. But do not get it twisted. That will come. And I've started to see it already. Someone tweeted Kirk Barton and Zach Smith are both pieces of shit. And it was like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Tricky. It's yeah.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
I almost don't know how to talk about it. I don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah, you just have to. I just think, like, we're just being very honest, and like, I think the curtain has been pulled back completely now, and I think this is an exposing moment for Buckeye media. And I think anybody that's in Buckeye media that has anything to hide, I think they're probably next in getting exposed because, the curtain's open.
It feels like everybody wants to see everybody burn right now.
Yeah. So,
don't worry, Tyler. I've never even gotten a speeding ticket.
Can't say the same.
I know this might be bad timing for this, but what do you think happens next with Buckeye Scoop?
I think Buckeye Scoop. Honestly, I think Buckeye Scoop probably needs to just go away because no matter what happens, like, they're always going to be with. And it's honestly more because of like this Michigan, especially if Michigan gets nothing. If nothing happens to Michigan, like, their whole brand is on this. They're at the blackjack table, and they put all of it, on the table. Their whole brand, their whole reputation on this Michigan hammer thing, and it just seems to me like I think Buckeye Scoop probably just needs to go away.
I mean, like, I can't think of it. So here we go. Like, Buckeye Scoop's a media entity. Kirk Barton owns the media entity, and he killed Ethan Perry. Like, I don't know how you continue.
I don't either. And like, I felt super guilty because like some intern that's running the Buckeye Scoop account,
bro, tweeted like 9 hours later, we've like, just learned.
Yeah. And like, but they also tweeted something before they knew. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, he got eviscerated. It is like a shame.
It was about Michigan going like 9-3 or something.
Yeah, and it was just like somebody said, "Why are you tweeting this? You just killed somebody."
Yeah,
and like it clearly is an intern,
different person. Yeah, an intern. I think I've met him. I think he collects watches.
But yeah, I think Buckeye School probably just needs to go away.
Yeah,
because now your own fan base doesn't even like you.
And like that stain will always be there because like unlike any other scandal like that we've seen in media, like somebody lost their like Ethan Perry lost his life.
Yes. Yeah, it's over. It's the whole thing it's over. Yeah. Unfortunately. So sad stuff. Super stuff. Sad. But you know what isn't sad?
What's not sad?
The Guardians won their second straight series.
They did. And here we go. Do you know the Giants are number 2 in Major League Baseball, or they were number 2 in Major League Baseball in starter ERA?
Well, it showed. I mean, it's not like
I'm saying, that spells 3 straight shutouts usually for the Guardians. So they put together. So they weren't bad. They were good.
Yeah.
They got out. I think they got out to early leads in both games. They won.
Yeah, I mean, the Guardians are 30-7 when they score 4 runs or more.
Mm-hmm.
4 runs. 4. 30-7.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I did some research, that would probably be near the top of baseball. It's just like the pitching. I don't know. Was that like a month ago? I kind of went on a little rant about the pitching and like brought up some numbers and how they haven't been very good.
Yeah, you did.
Well, the starting pitching has absolutely responded.
Yeah, I think they're back in the top 15 in starter ERA.
Yeah, you know, they're pitching well. Like Luis Ortiz was nasty yesterday. Slade was really good today. I think Tanner Bybee got a raw deal from his fan base. Like
he put it together and ate it. Like
he gave up a 2-run homer in the second inning, but like, okay.
It's like sink your teeth in and go, right?
Yeah, he gave up 4 runs in 8 innings with 10 strikeouts. Like, and we scored 1 run. Like, whose fault is that?
Not his.
No. So it's just like we were going to lose that game no matter what. So stop, the whole, then we got, it was the game they lost. It was the Oakland game, the first game of the series. We lost 1-0. Or no, we lost 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
2-1. We were up 1-0 in the 7th inning, and no, it was 1-0 game against San Francisco. The last game of the series, we were going for the sweep.
Yeah, when Logan Webb was on the bump, their ace,
and we were up 1-0, and he brought in Matt Festa for the 3rd day in a row against the same team.
Yeah,
I'm going to acknowledge that I don't necessarily agree with that decision. A relief pitcher in the regular season facing the same team for the 3rd day in a row usually does not work out.
And Hunter Gaddis hadn't faced him yet.
Hadn't pitched yet. So not a great pitching decision from Stephen Vogt. However, just score more runs.
Mm-hmm.
Stop scoring 1 run.
Yes, just score more simply.
We need to stop deflecting and understand, like, if you score more runs more frequently, Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, Tim Herron, Emmanuel Clase, they don't have to pitch every game. Every single game that the Guardians play is a high leverage situation.
It's all high leverage, bro. You don't get any breaks. It's always pressure.
Duh. They're not gonna be fresh every day. And so somebody was like, well, we could have thrown Nick Engelhart. Like, does that really make you nice and warm inside?
If they would have thrown Nick Engelhart, he probably would have got tattooed, and then it would have been like the same thing.
Like, what are we talking about? It's like when you get past your, like, in a normal season, when you get into your 5th through 8th best bullpen arm, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's like flipping a coin. I don't know. You never know what you're going to get. So, like, just the offense is, I mean, they scored 4 runs today. They won 4-2. I think in this series, the Oakland series, they played 27 innings and they scored in 4 innings.
Which is it's always a weird thing, but it's not all like
It's just one of these things where
you're 39 and 37, you have life.
Yeah, we have life, and it's the same thing. It's like I'm very like I think they're going to be in this. They're going to be in the wild card. They're not going to be sellers because they're like in the playoffs.
They're going to be buyers.
What does a Guardians buy look like?
Reliever and a right-handed bat.
But like that's what normal franchises.
No, I think normal teams are trying to buy more than that. But no, I think
last year's buy was Lane Thomas.
Yeah, well, you didn't need a reliever.
No, but like Lane Thomas.
No, that's a decent buy.
Lane Thomas has a very similar WRC plus as Jhonkensy Noel in his time in Cleveland.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, but when they brought him in, like there was a hope. Dude, they're gonna bring a bat in. Don't know who. There's gonna be a lot of bats available.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, I'm excited to see what's coming because Shane Bieber's going to come back, Trevor Stephan's going to come back, Sabowski's going to come back. I think if this team wants to ensure a playoff berth, they just need to go get a right-handed bat, specifically an outfielder.
I want to divulge into this conversation a little bit more. I just want one quick note. It's a good thing. Part of winning this series is Nick Kurtz only had 1 hit against you. That feels good.
Yes.
Because if Nick would have went berserk, bro, you would have been on this show spazzing. For those who don't know, Travis Bazzano was the number 1 overall pick. Obviously, Tyler has opinions on him. Nick was the number 4 pick, was picked ahead of Caglione. And he plays first base for the A's.
Yeah.
1 hit. It was a home run, but that was his only hit of the series.
So as we move forward, they're off tomorrow, and they have a 6-game homestand against Toronto and St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Is St. Louis any good?
St. Louis is interesting because they're not as bad as everyone thought. Because people thought they were going to be deadline sellers. And Arenado's there, obviously, but they have some of that magic still. It's kind of weird. Okay.
So Toronto is selling. Have they started this?
Yeah. Toronto's going to end up selling. The Yankees skid brought Toronto within 4 games. They're 41 and 36, so they're obviously like a wild card double team.
So, but we would really like to see the Guardians win the next 2 series.
Yes,
because then
forced to sell,
and then starting July 1st, they have the Cubs. They're at the Cubs on primetime television 2 nights in a row. Then they come home to play the Tigers. And then they go to Houston. So they got a 9-stretch banger.
Yeah.
Right? So like this franchise, the last decade and some change, has been a franchise that has beaten up on middle to bad teams. That's what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've tried to be competitive against the MLB best. That's what they need. That's who they need to be moving. If they are that moving forward,
and beat up on the bad teams, and then
they got to beat up on the bad teams. They cannot go out and begin. And I guess Cincinnati's better than we all thought, but like,
bro, Cincinnati they're 40 and 38.
Yeah,
they beat the Guardians to 40 games. Do you miss Tito?
Sometimes, but no, not all the time. Tito had his issues too at the end.
No, I know.
Tito had a little Urban Meyer in him, in the sense of like he was just loyal to very strange players.
People. Okay.
Like, you know how Urban Meyer loved JT Barrett, but we knew that JT Barrett had the noodleest noodle arm ever. Well, Tito was like loved Miles Straw. It's like, why?
Shout out Miles Straw.
Why? So it's just like they needed to continue to be opportunistic, and I mean they're going to have to hit. They're going to have to hit better, and I think I don't know. I have my thoughts on these young guys in AAA, but the question I'm going to ask you is should DeLauder be sitting in the Cleveland clubhouse right now, waiting for the team to come home?
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should be starting.
Well, I mean, if they bring him up,
you got to start him.
He's going to be starting.
Yeah.
The question is, so you're saying yes, he should already be there right now?
Yes, it's time, bro.
Who goes down?
I mean, Rodriguez, right?
We had this conversation though. Then the only right-handed hitting outfielder is Lane Thomas.
Brother,
no. We don't need to hash this out again.
I don't care.
I know we don't care, but that's not reality.
Okay.
That is not the reality of the world that we live in. So understand that the Guardians believe in the right-handed versus the righty-lefty matchup stuff.
So I got to get rid of a lefty bat.
You're basically getting rid of between Angel Martinez.
Who's on the Guardians bench currently?
Well, Schneemann was there.
He's staying. Schneemann's the best player.
Yeah. I don't actually know who can go down.
Well, you're just going to have to DFA somebody. And I don't care about DFAing guys.
I don't know who that is.
I mean, really, you can't.
I think Martinez is the one but I don't know how you do that one either, because he's also playing a lot of second base now.
I mean, if you do that, you hand Schneemann the keys to second base.
I think Schneemann should be playing shortstop.
Did you like him out there short the other day?
It's good enough for me.
Yeah, he's going to bleed a little bit there sometimes.
But I'm not losing games because of defense, bro. I'm losing games because I can't score.
Yeah.
And I know that Gabe is an above average defender, but he has a 42% whiff rate and a 40% chase rate.
Yeah, he's not going to last in this league, dude. I hate to bring it.
That combination never works.
Recipe for disaster.
It never works.
And Angel's been slumping though recently, bro.
He's been slumping, but he doesn't miss balls in the strike zone.
Mm-mm.
And somebody tried to come at me yesterday about Martinez's chase rate. There's a difference of 1.6% between Gabe and Angel Martinez's chase rate. 1.6%. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Dude, and Angel also doesn't whiff though, dude.
That's what I'm saying. If he's swinging at strikes, he's at minimum making contact.
No, even when he's swinging at balls, he's making contact.
Correct.
He doesn't swing and miss.
So, listen, I am all in on Chase DeLauder coming up. I'm also want to see him playing every day.
Honestly, here we go. Could the need to see young players in the lineup kind of force their hand to?
Here's what you do. I think what you do is you play Chase every day in right field, and then when you want to platoon, you platoon. If they're going to platoon, so platoon Nolan Jones and Lane Thomas in center field.
Well, I was going to say buy, sell. So you just try to move Lane Thomas to a team that.
Well, that's coming. I think that's happening.
I'm saying that's
it's not going to happen for another month.
Yeah. Well, I thought the Devers thing would speed up everybody's trade timelines.
Yeah, I just think that's such a different case just because of how much they just wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, people are just laughing at it because the fact that Boston didn't shop him is disgusting.
Yeah. So you play Chase DeLauder in right field every game. And then obviously you give him off days, they're normal off days, but don't do the pitching matchup. Platoon Lane Thomas and Nolan Jones in center field. And then you have the Schneemann, Gabe, Angel Martinez, which it shouldn't be a rotation, but in the middle, but it's going to be a rotation.
Yeah.
The other thing, but like, why can't Angel Martinez play shortstop?
He can. I don't know if you know, he's got one of the strongest arms in all baseball.
And he's also, of the three, he's probably the best athlete of the three.
Yeah. I have his Savant page pulled up in front of me. He's actually in the 98th percentile in arm strength at 95.2.
See, my personal opinion is the strongest arm in the infield needs to be a shortstop.
That's
third baseman.
That's my belief too.
Because the throw in the hole
is a harder throw.
Is a longer throw than the third base throw.
Yeah, well, and it's an arm strength throw because you're like moving away from first.
Correct. So I just like, to me, I'm just kind of done with Gabe Arias right now. For now.
Mm-hmm.
For now. And like the thing about it too is like the Guardians, like I think the thing that's frustrating Guardians fans about the Daniel Schneemann thing is like he's hot. Just ride the hot hand. And then when he cools off, bring in somebody else and see if they can get hot and ride their hot hand.
Yeah.
Because that's what this team is. Like you got Kwan, Ramirez, and Santana. And you know what you're going to get from those three.
Yeah. And you need those guys to get hot. Like you just need it naturally.
Like, well, they need to just be who they are.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like you need the young guys to be hot to kind of
supplement need like the two of the other 6 guys in the lineup. They just need them to be hot for like a week or two. And then they can just rotate who's helping carry the load.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and as hard as I've been on Bo Naylor, like when you compare him to other catchers in Major League Baseball, like he's kind of okay.
Like, no, he's good amongst catchers, bro. It's so much of a toll on your body now.
No, I know, but like when you compare his offensive production to other catchers in Major League Baseball, like it's kind of okay.
That's what I was saying, bro. You kept telling me as long as that one is next to his batting average. Now he does need to put the ball in play more, I'll say.
But like when he does put the ball in play, like he hits it hard and he elevates it.
No, he does. I just need him to put
that double he hit the other night was roped.
Yeah, bro. His when the ball looks like it jumps off of his bat when he hits.
And like, and I think his swing and miss is more of like, he doesn't swing and miss in a strike zone very much, as far as I can tell. Like without looking it up.
I mean, he doesn't chase. I mean, he's in the 90th percentile in walks in baseball.
So like, he's getting on base. He's gonna hit. You know, he's probably gonna hit 18 homers this year.
Yeah, he's not. He's 9 right now.
So like 16 to 20 homers this year.
Yeah,
20 on it. Like if he gets a nice little month where he hits like 6 in a month, like
it's 2 in 1 game randomly.
Yeah, it's like he can hit the 20 mark. So like, and if he keeps walking, like I'll be, you know, it's gonna be okay. So I guess I'm cooling myself on Bo Naylor. Like, would I like more from Bo Naylor? I think yes, because I think the expectations of when Bo was in the minors was he was an actual bat. Like he was a hitter.
You know what the issue is? That's kind of like I think is why you're eventually going to be really out on him. He's just bad against 4-seam fastballs.
Yeah, it's tough, man. When I was recruiting hitters, my number one tell for hitters is if you're late on a fastball in a fastball count, it's going to be really hard to hit as you like move up in talent in baseball.
So he's -3 run value against fastballs, which means that's his worst pitch this year to hit.
Yeah,
which is weird.
I can see him having challenges with velocity because like he does have a bit of a longer swing. Yeah. It's long. It's that long, pretty aesthetically pleasing left-handed swing.
Yeah, he's just getting beat a lot with fastballs,
and it doesn't. And like I'm sure that his bat speed is not fantastic, not high level bat speed.
Yeah, his bat speed is in the 59th percentile, so just slightly above average.
So he's slightly above average. So like it's long and it's not necessarily fast. Like that's a recipe for getting beat by velocity.
Yeah, it's wild because like usually like guys against 4-seamers, you see their average like around 300. His average against 4-seam fastballs is 164.
Yeah. It's tough. Tough to
That's
hit
the
Major League Baseball when you can't hit fastballs, man.
Yeah, that's the issue with Bo Naylor, and I don't know what you do about it. I mean, I guess like for compare, like it's just bad.
I guess if you were to ask me to like summarize my feelings right now on the Guardians, like I'm pleased that they did what they were supposed to do, but like this offense is not good enough to compete against the best in baseball.
Yeah, 100% fair.
This team is probably good enough to make it to the playoffs, but this team is not good enough to make it to an ALCS. Like this version of the Guardians would not have beaten the Tigers last year.
And this new Tigers team is something else, dude.
They were kind of cooling off though a little bit.
They were.
But like I'm saying, if you took last year's Tigers versus this year's Guardians, last year's Tigers would win.
Yeah. Right now, the Tigers are 49-30.
Yeah, they're good. They're legit,
Yeah.
man. And they're doing it with pitching, I believe.
Yeah, well, they've got pitching now. They did have a couple guys hit the IL. I don't know if you saw Jackson Jobe. Yeah, that was the number 3 overall pick not too long ago. He's out for the year. It was his turn to get Tommy John.
Yeah.
I mean, other pitching wise, Olsen, Mize, and Cobb are all hurt.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember Alex Cobb guy?
A lot of pressure on Mr. Scooble.
Well, last year Scooble was the only guy.
Yeah.
Remember they sold.
I mean, if any manager in baseball can handle this, it's AJ Hinch.
Yeah,
I think I can make the argument that AJ Hinch might be the best manager in baseball right now.
I won't do it. I won't do it because I don't like him, but he does a good job.
So,
I mean, this year at least they have Flaherty. Last year, remember they moved Flaherty. They were like they mailed it in.
Yeah,
traded Flaherty to the Dodgers for nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking for I'm optimistic that the Guardians are going to be able to handle their business against bad teams, but I'm still bullish on them competing against the Yankees and the Tigers. And
honestly, they need to call the Yankees and ask about a catcher.
No, they need to find a center fielder. They need Luis Roberts Jr. I'm telling you right now, bro, if Luis Roberts Jr. gets traded, he's going to go off wherever he goes.
He's starting to go off now because he knows that he needs to get the fuck up out of there.
Dude, if he goes somewhere and he gets traded for a bag of chips and it's not Cleveland and he goes stupid the rest of the year, I'm going to be hot.
He's going to have an insanity run, bro, once he gets moved.
Like that guy is a player, is a talent. Like that's Francisco Lindor talent.
I think I always compare to like Yasiel Puig talent.
I hope he's a little better than that.
Well, I think he's not the head case that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I said talent.
But like, I don't know if Luis Roberts Jr. has the flair for the moment that Lindor has, but like that 38 homer, 100 RBI season was elite.
Magic. Well, my thing is like the Yankees have 3 catchers that all have positive OPS plus, and they don't know who to put in the lineup.
No, I mean, I just like, I would rather go get myself a better offensive option from an offensive position.
Okay, here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
You have a choice between adding Ben Rice or Roberts. Luis Robert, who you taking?
I think I'm taking Luis Roberts. You want to know why? It's a very simple reason why. If I'm talking about bringing up CJ Kayfus and Chase Louder, like I need a right-handed swinger. I have to have one.
All right, bro. What if I can tell you one thing that might be able to change your mind? Ben is fluent in Spanish.
That means nothing to me.
It means something. Maybe not the turn. It means something to you.
I just like I think Ben Rice is really good. I've told you I think Ben Rice is really good. But like I just feel like Luis Roberts Jr. like as a center fielder, is just a type of athlete and player that we haven't had in the center field since Grady Sizemore.
This is the Ben Rice savant page.
You know, he hits the ball really hard, and he's a good hitter, man. I hear you, bro.
This is the Luis Roberts savant page.
I know, because he's dog.
He
It's like
care, though.
he's in. Luis Roberts Jr. is Charles Barkley from Space Jam. Like the Chicago White Sox have sucked the power out of him.
That's crazy, though.
No, I think give me an actual center fielder.
Yeah.
And like, let's roll. Because I just said, like, I'm okay. I'm becoming okay with Bo Naylor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, let's just, I don't know. We'll see. I just do something. Even if it's Jarren Duran, like, do something.
Duran will be crazy. Lefty.
But like, I'm on board of Chase Lauder coming to Cleveland. Like, let's just do it. Let's find out.
Because he's got some really hard hit ball metrics. In fact, it's funny because I was going through his hard hit metrics, and they were close to what Roman Anthony was at. Well, slightly below, but close metrically to where Roman Anthony was at in terms of hitting the ball hard.
Yeah,
got a lot of power tucked away in there. Kevin Durant traded to the Rockets.
How do you feel about? You're a Rockets fan. How do you feel about that?
I like Jalen Green a lot, but it became clear this playoff run that he's just a shot chucker and not a basketball player. And honestly, probably a bench player. And they wanted to avoid having to pay that contract because they're afraid of the second apron. They were able to keep their young core, Sengun, under 23 years old, averaging 19 and 10. They took the Warriors to 7 games without a single player that really would start on any championship team, to be honest. Thompson is going to keep getting better. Amen. New face of the franchise. And adding Kevin Durant, like getting rid of a shot chucker and adding a true scorer, it just means that they have a 3-year window starting right now without sacrificing your future. Because Jalen Green was clear.
Do you think the Rockets fleeced the Suns?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think the Suns were okay with getting fleeced because they just need to restart?
I mean, I think the fact that Sengun and Amen Thompson both stayed on the Rockets is wild, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah. Now there's a report that the Suns want to trade Bradley Beal too.
Or they want to try to move Jalen Green.
How tall is Jalen Green?
6'5".
Yeah, so it came out that the Cavs were like lurking in the shadows and almost made a deal.
Mm-hmm.
The question I have is, what does that tell you? Like, it's a fact. Like, it's been reported by Sham, who's very reliable and very tapped in. Like, the Cavs were in there. Like, they were about it. Nobody knows who the Cavs were going to deal, who they offered. But what does it tell you that because that means that somebody from the core 4 was getting dealt?
Yeah, one of them had to get dealt. I mean, you have.
What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Because I know what it means to me.
It means they feel close and know that somebody doesn't belong there, and they're willing to get them the fuck up out of there.
That's the front office telling the fan base that we don't think that this 4 is good enough.
Right.
That's what it means.
Because really, the Rockets and the Cavs were in a similar place. Young core, 1 star, top 2 in the East, top 2 in the West. But for as good as they were during the regular season, they both felt like we're still not quite there. We can't just run this back.
Who do you think was involved in that trade for the Cavs on the Cavs end?
Garland.
Yeah, I think so too.
It 100% is. It has to be Garland.
Yeah, because the Suns don't have a point guard.
No, and they need one desperately.
And they weren't going to trade Kevin Durant for Jared Allen.
And like it fits. Like if they couldn't get Garland, Jalen Green is probably next best option, right? Now Jalen Green's bigger and more athletic and probably a better defender, but he'll either give you 7 points or 30 points. There's no in between.
Yeah. So
would you trade for Jalen Green now, though? Out of curiosity,
I don't know. I don't know if I can give you an answer right now.
He's tricky because he is an incredible work ethic, loves to hoop, and supremely talented.
The problem is though, like a player that's a shot chucker, like can he play with Donovan Mitchell?
That's the other part. He might shoot you out of some games, but he's really good if you have a skilled big.
The issue that I have is my biggest issue with the core forward is Jared Allen. Like I don't think that if you traded Darius Garland and you kept Jared Allen, like I still don't see it, man.
Well, you have to trade him. You have to trade him separately. Everybody in the world knows that he can't play.
He can't be your starting center on a championship team.
Oh, he's not big enough.
No. Now it would be interesting because Kevin Durant is 7 feet tall. You would have Mobley, Durant, and Jared Allen all on the floor at the same time. That would be wild. I don't know if it would work, but
my brother in Christ, Jared Allen's coming up the bench. Katie's here.
Katie's playing the 4.
Then Katie is not going to deal with that spacing nightmare.
Yeah.
He's not doing it.
So
Darius Garland, 25 years old, averaging 22 and 6. Jalen Green, 23 years old, averaging 21, 4 and 3.
There's two different types of players.
Yeah, well, one's bigger.
Yeah.
Like they're both.
No, I just think that tells everybody. That also tells me that this front office is gonna make a move.
Yeah, they're not sitting on their hands, and that's something that I think that previous Cavs teams would do.
I don't know if you could say that though.
Like, what? They sat on their hands until LeBron fucking tried to beat everybody's ass to get them going, get them fired up, and they sat on their hands last year.
Well, I should say this: they didn't sit on their hands last year. Did they?
Yes.
Did this? I think I'm going to give them a pass for last year because like Donovan Mitchell was hurt. Like
I guess it worked out. Like they told everybody this core 4 can win a championship, so they felt like they didn't have to change.
Like Dan Gilbert's never been a sit on his hands type of guy. Not since the second time LeBron came back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's been some moments, but no, I guess they added Hunter at the deadline.
Yeah. I think if this team were to come back as currently constructed, DeAndre Hunter has to be the starting 3-man.
I thought when he got traded here, he was going to start naturally.
I think that's the one thing that I think I'm going to give Kenny Atkinson a little flack on. Like, it's almost as if he didn't know what to do with that piece.
And it felt like he
never figured it out either.
Well, it felt like he didn't want to fuck with the chemistry because things were going so well. And so it's like you get paralyzed by success when you don't have to be.
Because I would rather see Max Strus out there with that second unit than DeAndre Hunter, because it seems like DeAndre Hunter, like, I think Max Strus knows exactly the type of player that he is. Like, he has extreme levels of self-awareness.
Yeah.
And so, like, on offense, he knows where he fits in. He knows where to get in and how to fit in. And like he's gonna shoot his shots and get to the spots that he knows he's supposed to get to. It seems like DeAndre like kind of just he doesn't need to score to play hard, to feel important. Not that Strus does either, but like Strus knows where to go and what to do.
Yeah. And Strus probably has more value as a ball handler with the second unit, right? Like, how would you feel about a second unit led by Strus and Shaq's guy, Emoni Bates?
Dude, I would love to see Emoni Bates get real playing time.
I need him to have an NBA body heading into next year. I just need it.
I think a 6'8" player that, like, I still believe this. I still think that there's room in today's NBA for a player to come off the bench who is a certified bucket getter.
Yeah, it works in the playoffs too.
It absolutely works in the playoffs.
Like, just go in there, and I don't want to feel like I'm being suffocated. Like, I don't want to feel like my second unit has nobody that can get a shot off, and if one thing gets disrupted during the early shot clock, that it's fucked. Like, I don't want to feel like that going up the floor.
And it doesn't have to be like, you basically tell a player like Amani Bates, like, you got 20 minutes, go get it.
And I'm telling the second unit, Max Strus, run our normal offense. If we can't get anything and you look up and that shot clock is close to 10, it's Amani time.
Yeah. And like, that stuff still works in the playoffs.
I mean, fuck J.R. Smith, Jamal Crawford. Like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, Tyrese Halliburton comes and gets the ball back at the end of every possession anyway.
You know what an underrated thing about J.R. Smith was? You know how, like, especially towards the end of his career in Cleveland, when like field goal people started paying attention to field goal percentage. And
true shooting percentage is what came
True
about.
shooting percentage. J.R. Smith didn't care.
No.
Didn't care. He's like, I'll take it. I'll take one for the team and I'll put up the bad shot.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for that. But like, yeah, that's a piece. And I also like they're shopping Okoro and Dean Wade, which means I think they're trying to shop them because they want to pay Ty Jerome. So I don't think they're going to get the return that we all think we want from Okoro and Dean Wade. I think that is a situation where they're trying to clear some money to pay Ty Jerome. I think they want to pay Ty Jerome.
They do.
And
they like Ty.
I also think that they like Sam Merrill more than Isaac Okoro as well, which I don't know how I feel about that, because as much as I dislike Isaac Okoro and his negative bag, like, he's still a better athlete than Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill looks like he was averaging 45 points a game in the intramural basketball team at Akron.
Yeah, like, he's the white guy that, like, when he gets around regular people, it just looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did you hear me out?
I do.
What you got?
A cold basement is without a doubt the best place to take a nap. A cold, dark basement, there's nothing better than taking a nap in a cold, dark basement.
I strongly disagree. Strongly disagree.
Where's your favorite place to nap?
Somewhere where there's some sun coming through. A day nap?
Yeah.
Brother, I love napping on a couch upstairs with all the windows open. What? I feel like a cat, bro. That's the best, bro. Waking up and the sun is there and some fresh air. I'm not want a cold, stale air basement. Are you a 12-year-old?
A cold, dark basement is the best napping environment. Why do I want to get woken up by the sunlight?
Bet you never want to feel like an angel when you wake up. You want to feel like a fucking dweller, a gremlin.
I want to feel refreshed.
Bro, I feel so refreshed when I sleep in the sun, dude.
Dude, what?
People don't sleep in cold basements, bro, unless you're 12 years old. That's something that our parents talked us into being into. So to us, we can get the fuck away from them, and you just fucking fell for the propaganda.
No, I didn't. Why do I take my best naps in basements?
Brother, that's just a sleep replacement. What's the point of a daytime nap if I'm going to take it in the same environment that I want to sleep in?
Exactly. I want to take a nap. I want to sleep.
No.
I want the best sleep.
No.
I don't care if it's the daytime or the nighttime. I want to, if I'm closing my eyes to nap or sleep, I want the best sleep, because napping is sleeping.
Yeah. You're wrong.
I need somebody to back me up on this.
I'll clip this up because this is some bullshit, dude. Sleeping in the sun is so.
I need you to clip this up and put it out there. We need people. I need the peoples to put their input on this one.
Sleeping in the sun is elite.
Said literally only you.
You ever had cats?
No, I don't do cats. Nobody likes cats. Cats don't like you. I don't like cat. Why would you want a pet that doesn't even like you?
Okay, my hear me out is everyone needs to own a cat at some part of their life, and when they don't, it's a major red flag.
Oh my God.
That's my hear me out. Because I'm sick of feeling like I can't be a dude's dude because I like cats more than dogs.
Nobody said that.
It's what you're making me feel that way.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
Can I have as much testosterone as you if I've never had a dog and only had cats?
Sure.
Okay.
The reason why I disagree with you is cats look at humans and like, I know they're saying in their head like, this idiot.
I look at you the same way.
Cat, see, you're a cat.
My fault, dog. I didn't mean to say it out loud.
Listen, cats look at you like they think that they're the smartest person in the room all the time. They're like, cats are like the British superior mindset. If cats could talk, they would have a British accent and they would think that they were more elite than you.
They wouldn't think they were more elite than me.
Listen, you shit in a bucket full of sand.
That's the only bad thing about cats, that they do that.
But my other thing too is like, but like, why would I want that as a pet? My dog looks at me, he's like, that's my dog, right? That's my guy.
Bro, it's because they got dogs are stupid. I love them.
Are they stupid?
Dogs. No, they're
not. Dumb dogs are smart. There are dumb dogs. There absolutely are dumb dogs.
Yeah.
But there are also smart dogs. And you know what?
Are your dogs smart?
My dog can be smart. It depends.
Your dog on their smartest day would not be smarter than my dumbest cat on their dumbest day.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Why do I didn't get a pet for them to be smart. I got a pet to be my road dog, my partner.
Cats can be partners too.
No, cats.
You can put them in box. Honestly, if we did this with humans, I'll be saying that's racism.
I guess I'm racist. Take that out.
I fuck with cats.
You can be a man's man and own a cat. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But cats, they're not superior pet.
How old are you?
33.
You have 7 years. For your 40th, I'm getting you a cat.
You give me a cat, I'm just letting it out of my house and not letting it back in.
It'll get back in. You'll come home, it'll be sitting there. Meow, bitch. Just like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's, bitch.
Yeah. Let's go talk to your dogs like that too. Because guess what your dog is?
He's actually a guy, so he's not a bitch.
I thought you had 2 dogs.
Not anymore.
I am so sorry I knew that. That is so fucked of me. Oh my God. End the show.
I'm Tyler. That's Chris. Peace.